Hey there YouTube, I'm Ikitsu, this is the Ikitsu Times, welcome to my channel, and welcome to a little bit of Forager. So I've been busy lately with work and everything, so I haven't had time to play complex games, and I've been too tired to play like strategy games and stuff like that, so yeah, I wanted to pick up something quick and easy to play in the interim until like work calms down just a little bit there. So I picked up Forager. It's basically like a sort of simplified version of Don't Starve in a certain sense there. It's much more relaxed. I do quite like it. We're gonna just dive straight into it. Now, one of the things that's nice about this sort of pacing this game is that it does sort of force you to play at a certain pace there, whereas like in Don't Starve, you could start the game, build a pickaxe, and jump into a hole and friggin' die because you should not just necessarily do that. But this game gives you a lot more time to sort of process things and get yourself up and running. And there's also some interesting skill trees decisions that you can make as you're progressing through the game, which I really quite appreciate. So we're going to go ahead and just start ourselves off here. And I'm going to show you a build for skills and stuff like that that I think works. You might disagree, and that's perfectly fine. This game's actually fairly chill, so if you find that you don't like your build, all you have to do is keep playing and you'll get the skills. Like, there's no time pressure to get abilities or skills or buildings up within a certain amount of time there. So fairly relaxed sort of thing going on here. I'm going to just keep chopping down stuff here. Now, we have got a stamina bar, so we want to not starve here. On the top left there, below the hearts. And what we're trying to do here is actually focus on getting oranges. The reason that I want to get oranges for food, which we are not getting from these trees here, is because we want to save the berries for something else here. So we'll go ahead and keep chopping away here. The reason that I'm not building the furnace just yet is I want to get to 80, and we're just going to get a small boost in experience points by doing it the way that I'm doing it here. So let's go ahead and just get the rest of these here. And there we go, level 2. Going to go ahead and hit gear, we're going to go into skills, and yeah, what we're going to do is hit the industry button here. And what this does is it makes so that when I go into our build, go industrial and build our first furnace here, we're going to get some experience points for that. And that's quite nice. 16 is quite a lot of experience points as well. So this is going to help us out quite a bit. Then we're just going to go ahead and continue along with these for just a second here. I'm going to need some coal, so we're going to go ahead and build like 8 coal, I think. 7 coal, sure. And then continue on with what we're doing. And what we're trying to do here is get enough to build some other resources here to get ourselves an iron mine, and that's going to be quite important for us as well. And we're just slowly eating berries. What we want to do is kind of save our berries for another thing that we can get later on. That's the fishing nets. And fishing nets are going to basically give us a little bit of extra experience points because we've got the ability to gain experience points by building stuff. I'm going to go ahead and eat 2 here, but yeah, that's why we're looking for oranges. That's kind of why those are important for us. Now, we are also potentially going to level up again. At that point, we're going to go ahead and take fairies. That's going to give us more experience, but also if you capture a fairy, it provides food, so you don't have to necessarily find as much food to eat. Pretty useful ability, and it also leads to brilliance, which gives you extra experience points per whatever it is you're doing, including building stuff. Yeah, so unfortunately we're having to eat quite a few of our berries this time around. Oop, there's an orange, that's lovely. Alright, and we can probably actually get that going, and then we can build some bricks and get our other building. Coal as well is important. Not getting very many oranges this playthrough around, but that's sometimes happens. Now, we can also just delay things. One of the things about this game is that you do get your resources in sort of random orders. The spawning is semi-random. I'm not sure if it's completely random or if there's some weighting behind it, but it's going to take you a while before you've got enough resources to get everything you want out of it. And that's perfectly fine. Just take your time. Don't worry too much about what's going on. Alright. Eat 2 more of those. And just keep chopping away at stuff here. There we go. Gets us our second upgrade here. Now, if you're really worried about food for whatever reason, you can start off with magic, but you could also start foraging. That's also a fairly good one to have early on, but I think that this works just fine here. Let's go ahead and get 4 bricks. Start working on that, and that'll be enough to get our second building. After that, we're going to spend all of this on gold, all that time on gold so that we can get more of the coins, and then we can use those coins to buy more islands. This is sort of what makes this game interesting as an experience. Like, it very much wants you to go at a specific pace early on. It doesn't want you to sort of rush through things, but it does give you the option. So if you're really impatient and just want to get on with things, you can actually choose the economics tree, and that just gives you enough money to buy one island, and that's all it does. Whereas everything else is going to give you continual bonuses, the ability to sort of speed through just gives you the ability to speed through. It's not really that great in the long run, but again, it's the sort of cost of just wanting to speed through. You think that you don't necessarily need all these abilities, you think that you're going to be fine without it, that sort of situation there. Now, one of the things that I can sort of do is I don't really have to be hitting stuff all this often. Let's go ahead and build our forge here. 10 experience for that. And we can start using this to build coins. So we're going to go ahead and start working on that here a little bit. And 4 sets of coins is should be just enough for us to get what we're wanting here, but all right. Oops. Wrong thing. Alright. Seek those two. One of the things as well, we can just sort of stop actually hitting stuff for a little while here. We can just wait, and anytime that something that potentially has food spawns, we can work on that. So we don't actually have to do stuff, and our stamina bar only really goes down when we're harvesting things. So the thing is, you do want to be harvesting constantly. That is kind of how you actually, you know, get anywhere in this game. And we're going to go ahead and hit this up as well. Craft that. But yeah, if you're really worried about food, you can just sort of stand around and wait for berry bushes to spawn and stuff like that. Alright, so should be just enough for us to buy our first bit of land here, just over here. And we've got a puzzle island. Now, I have done this puzzle before, so I do know how this one works. This one's actually fairly obvious, though. If you look here, it's got the rainbow and it's got the order of the colors on it. And like, if you're wondering which direction you should go for, should you start with red or should you start with purple, just remember that the mnemonic for this is Roy G. Biv, so I don't know why that's a memorable thing, because it really isn't, but yellow, green, blue, and they're missing a color as well, but whatever, that's fine. That'll just produce a treasure chest. It's not really actually that useful for us in many ways, but going to be pretty happy with it regardless. And one of the things we're also going to need here is some bridges. So I'm going to set up bridges like this here. I'm getting pretty lucky on the spawns as well, which is pretty nice. Sometimes I play this and it's just like absolutely miserable in terms of trying to get stuff to spawn. Now we can't actually open the treasure chest until we get some other resources here, so we're going to start working on those as well. And then we're going to work on getting a couple of the fish traps down. And there's lots of room over here for fish traps and stuff like that, so I think we might turn that into a real fishery. Haven't had to eat in a little while, thanks to those fairies that we're eating. I assume that we're eating them. I have really no idea. Alright, we got tons and tons of iron. I need right now is gold for the key. Level 4, alright. So we can use this to go ahead and get brilliance. This is just going to make it so that we can get stuff a bit faster. I actually don't need the experience that much faster right now. I'm going to go ahead and get foraging first. Then we can get gathering. That's going to give us 4 more inventory slots as well as more experience points. Like, it's a pretty good one as well, so. Alright. Get a couple flowers here. We can get our backpack upgraded pretty soon here. And let's go ahead and build our fish traps. Go to build, farming, and fish traps. We're just going to build like between the bridges here. We'll sort of stripe across here. And that got us, as you can see, quite a lot of experience points, all things considered. That's why I like that industry first. It just gives you a lot of experience points if you're doing this sort of strategy. Alright, now we have to sort of make a choice here. If I get these gold ingots and I use that for something other than... Oh wow, okay. If I get that gold and I sort of spend it on something that is not islands, then it's going to take me a little bit longer to get that sort of progress there. But you know, you kind of have to make your decision as to which is going to be more important for you. Are you going to go for, like, getting off the island, or are you going to want that treasure? And in my case, I kind of want that treasure, so we'll go ahead and get that. You can also build stuff on top of bridges, so if you're sort of stuck for like room for building stuff, you can actually just bridge across like lakes and stuff like that and end up with enough stuff that way. Should be able to start getting some fish pretty soon here. Like, one of the things about having the fisheries is that it does produce a good amount of food, so... Or we can just do that. Alright, perfect. Just gonna get 4 of these for now. Slimes started spawning. Alright. Yeah, I spent a lot of wood on the bridge, so it's kind of why we got that. I built 2 bridges because I find it really awkward walking when it's just the one, so that's what I always tend to do, even though it really is kind of useless. You should just build the one if you can get away with it. Alright, let's build all that. That'll be 4 pieces of gold. I only need 2 for the key, and then we need some more iron, but that's okay. Finally getting a little bit of a catch there, which is great. And a fish. So yeah, the fish are going to be a great source of just food for us as well here. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and pick Brilliance at this point in time. The foraging is one that I get so that it causes stuff to unlock faster. I should have actually built these fish things after I got the experience boost, but oh well. Relatively fine. Right, coal. Damn it. There we go. There's actually a perk that I want to get eventually loop around to that gives us more coal, but takes a while to get to. Alright. Basically it makes it so that you get way more coal, and you can also get more gems out of it. It's quite far into the forage tree though. I think it's on the far, far left of it. Makes it fairly inconvenient to get. Let's just eat our seaweed here and our orange. Nighttime falls upon us again. Ooh, coal. Perfect. These little bugs, we're going to ignore them. You can actually capture them. There's not much point in doing that just yet, so we're not going to worry about it. Despite having taken foraging, we haven't seen very many of the foraging resources spawn yet. It's beets, wheat, and cotton, and you need the cotton. They do have a grow time though, so that's kind of why you want to get it earlier, because otherwise it'll take forever before they start spawning. So this is kind of why we haven't gotten any of it yet. Alright. There we go. We have a lot of iron in this game. Alright. Where'd my fish go? There we go. And we'll grab a key. Hopefully the treasure is something good. You can potentially get, like, nerdy glasses is the best item I've found so far. The shield's also pretty good if you're getting attacked by a lot of slimes. Ah, here we are. Beets, and that's going to be cotton once that finishes. Yeah, we got the shield this time. So this is pretty useful if you're getting in fights with a lot of stuff at a time there. It's not something you can rely on, but it does occasionally stop you from taking damage, and it does stack with other things that can let you dodge stuff, so you can end up with a fairly high chance of not taking damage. Fairly high, but not great. Alright, I think we've got enough that I can start working on getting to another island pretty soon here. Yeah, especially if I keep getting gold like this. This is pretty good gold spawning. And another fairy. Hello, fairy. I'm going to wait a little bit before we harvest that. I want to wait till we're a little bit more hungry. There we go. Good enough, probably. Alright, there we go. The one problem with, like, fishing is that you don't get any experience for it, so you ideally should be doing things like farming if you can. Those do give you a lot more experience points. But fishing's important too. Or fishing's useful too. Let's get 2 coal, I guess. Alright. How are we doing here in terms of overall... Well, I've gone slower before and I've gone faster before, so this I would say is a pretty decent game. we're not in any particular, like, super hurry to get off this island or these initial islands. Like, take your time with the game. I don't think that this is the sort of one where you need to stress yourself out and getting stuff accomplished super, super quickly if you don't want to. And if you do want to, you know, that's kind of your choice as a challenge there. Alright, so this should be another 16 that gets us 50. Should be enough for another island. So we're on to island number 3. That'll start some other stuff spawning, which is really good. Wait a little bit longer for you. Some wheat up here. Lovely. And let's go ahead and buy land. So we can get this one over here, which just has another treasure chest. The second one you buy seems to always just have a treasure chest without a puzzle. Oops, build farming bridge. Alright, I don't have any bloody wood this game. Right. It's quite interesting to not have wood. It's usually a very, very plentiful resource. Anyway. Alright, let's eat that ferry now. Might as well. Oh, good coal. So yeah, you shouldn't really be getting hit by slimes a lot often in the beginning anyway, so this is why I don't really like the shield as much as the glasses. The glasses give you extra experience points, basically. Alright, hit into our skills again. And I'm gonna go ahead and get gathering here. Gets us 4 more inventory slots, gets us more experience points as well. Woodcutting is also pretty okay. It leads to prospecting and stuff like that, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. We're going to go down all the way to animal husbandry or agriculture or whatever it's called. I can't remember. I think it's agriculture. Alright, so we have to get ourselves another key for another thing that requires keys, which is kind of annoying. I can get the 2 gold ingots right away at least, so that's not bad. And I think we've actually got enough iron for the iron portion of this pretty much right away, so that's also fine. Alright, grab you. These fairies are like a fantastic source of extra experience points. Just eat as many fairies as you can. Alright. Now this is actually, I think this actually might be one of the fastest games I've played of this so far. If you're not going this quickly, don't worry. Like, usually I don't go this quickly. Yeah. Yeah, don't sweat it if this is not your experience. Like, basically just chill out, take your time, relax, have fun, that kind of stuff there. This does potentially get quite hectic later if you want it to, but that's optional. Like, there's really no objective in making this, like, super, super tough for yourself. Alright, some good experience points there. Let me around there. There we go. Alright, got our key. And I need to get that bridge finished. Hopefully we've got some wood now. We got 4 wood. I must have spent it on something. Oh boy. Alright, fish traps. Forgot about that. Lantern. Okay, it's not my favorite, but you know what? It'll be what we got. Like, there's no real choice about it. The lantern is actually probably the most useless of the items that you can get, but at least this gets it out of the way, so I won't be disappointed by it in the future. The reason it's the most useless is that, realistically speaking, like, I don't mind the vision range of the night vision in this game by default anyway, so it doesn't really do anything if you don't mind the dark. And I don't. Alright, I should probably get to building my sewing station pretty soon here. Could just put it on that new little island there, and I could even do something weird. I could just build a little thing for it to be sitting on top of, but don't know if I want to waste that many resources just yet. Because I can turn this place into a quarry section if I wanted to, and that might be a really good thing to do with it. Alright. So, gonna go into skills here, and the reason that we're going down this direction is because I find that leather is this ridiculously difficult to get resource here, and you get more hide if you go for agriculture, so that's kind of what we're going for here. Alright. Once we got access to hide, we sort of just need to get potentially the... Well, it's nothing that you need to get after that point in time, I find. At that point, you're pretty set to just sort of take whatever you want and not worry too much about it. I mean, you can do that right now even, but this is how you sort of steadily progress in getting things without necessarily getting more land. If you're interested in land rather than things, then you're going to want to go for the economy route here. Let's see here. I haven't seen gold spawning in a little while, so we're just sort of in that phase where, you know, we had a lot of gold spawning earlier on. Now it's just not coming in. It does happen. I kind of don't have very much of either of those resources, wood or coal, so I think we preserve them for a little bit here, figure out what we need. And like, already we're completely set on food. Like, I don't really care at all about our food condition anymore. So this is kind of how it's pretty similar to Don't Starve. Like, it's got a food hunger meter and you sort of have to pay attention to it, but realistically speaking, it's never going to be a humongous problem for you if you're doing anything at all, really. It's difficult to starve to death in this game past the first little few minutes. Alright, eat an orange, eat some seaweed. There we go, lots of food. The more land you do get, though, the more resources will spawn, so it is quite important to get those expansions of land just so that you can get access to those things. And certain things don't spawn at all until you get a certain number of islands. So, for example, cattle and chickens won't spawn until you've got, I think, your third. Although, yeah, I think it's your third island, so we kind of want to get to there as soon as we can. It'll cost us like 50 to get the next one. It's not actually more expensive as you go, it's just that I've been buying the cheapest island every time I get the opportunity to buy a new island. Which I generally recommend you do because you gain access to more, you know, gold spawning when you have more islands to go to. Oops. There we go. Alright. Well, definitely feel as though we just go for our thread thing now. Sewing station. I am going to build it on that little island, I think, there. Oh, chickens are spawning now. Perfect. Maybe it's cows that spawn at the later one. Alright, industrial, sewing station. Oh, right, I need bricks. I keep forgetting that bricks are a thing that exists in this game. We'll build 4 for now. Just enough. Bricks are one of those things that infrastructurally you just need to, like, build billions of. It's kind of annoying, actually, how many you need. There are ways to reduce it, but you still need so many even after you reduce the cost of them. Alright. I might actually just kill those chickens because killing them does seem to make it more likely that a cow spawns, and what we're actually looking for is cows, not chickens. Oh, lovely. Alright. Now, if we're lucky, we could actually get even another treasure just with another spawn if we get the last puzzle area. The last puzzle, I'm not entirely sure how it works. Not in a consistent sense there, but you just sort of mash the buttons until it works. I can't remember the password I worked last time. It's basically a numbers code sort of thing. It's actually a really annoying puzzle. It's only got like 24 possible combinations or something. It's not very many. Alright, well, with our skill points, we can go ahead and get our agricultural stuff. And at this point in time, I'm going to start making a beeline across the left here. I think we wanted to go through fishing, and then end up over here or something like that. Can't remember for sure, actually, if I'm totally honest with you, but I'm pretty sure that was how it went. Alright, more fairies. Perfect. You gain levels quite quickly, but it does get more costly quite fast, so... Alright. Eggs and meat. You can't really rely on the fairies enough to just only go for fairies as your sole diet, or whatever. You do need to mix it up with other things, but I'm getting really lucky on spawns for them, so... That's kind of why we're okay on food for now. Or why we're not eating our food for now. Alright, this is one of the other reasons why I like multiple or larger bridges. It lets you get across those sort of situations a little bit more easily. The nice thing about the bridges as well is that nothing ever grows on them, so you can actually always just basically get across them without having to worry about other things getting in your way other than potentially animals. Alright, let's start eating some of these fairies here. There we go. 25 berries. Could probably start building more fish things pretty soon. I am actually curious as to whether or not I can exploit this game for like experience points by just constantly destroying and building fisheries, but I mean, might as well check that out at some point. Alright. Even on 3 islands, like, it gets hectic enough that, like, I'm never going to be able to harvest everything that spawns. It's kind of like that. And you don't really need to harvest everything that spawns, but you really sort of want to. Alright. Again, trying to get cows to spawn, so we're just destroying chickens so that they go away. They're also really good food, like, a meat is actually worth quite a lot. Oh wow, this is a lot of fairies. It's interesting that it'll give me, like, the egg, even if I'm hitting it with a pickaxe. Alright. Oh, I can build my thing now. Let's get this stuff off this island here. Including this ferry. Not farming, sewing station. Now the actual building that you get from farming, like, we're not going to be able to use that for a while, but still. Don't really need it for a while. Oh, geez. Alright, up to level 9. Actually, no, I remember what path I'm supposed to go through. I'm supposed to go through cooking. Cooking unlocks a thing that will get us some coin. Basically, just kill stuff, get coin, and then loop back around up this way. So, that's how we're going to do this. Wow. Just fairies everywhere. It's fantastic. Alright, the other reason that it's good to get fairies early on is that it's difficult to heal yourself if you don't have access to fairies, so I find that it's one of the better ones to get early on. If you get dinged by a couple slimes early on, it can help you not, get murdered by them, which would be pretty embarrassing if you got murdered by a slime. It's actually hard enough to just get hit by them in the first place, but you shouldn't get cocky and assume that you're not going to. Alright. We haven't actually needed to use them for that purpose just yet, but you never know. I mean, there's a slime right over there, and I was pretty distracted. Could easily have gone and just smacked me in the face. Alright, so pretty soon this is going to be done pumping out thread there. After that, I'm going to go ahead and make a small backpack out of it. It's going to be a bit of a bonus to our carry capacity. Let's get that. Alright. Now, as the game becomes more complex, you're going to find like there's just way more stuff that you need to carry around with you. It gets pretty inconvenient, actually. There's a cow. Hello, cow. I am here to murder you. Haha. Alright, so we got 2 hide out of it, which is pretty much the lowest you can possibly get with the agriculture upgrade. Which is pretty unfortunate. You usually get like 3 or 4, but... oh well. There we go. One of the other things I could potentially do is start bottling up some bugs, but really not much point in doing that right now. Wouldn't really be doing anything useful with them. The way you build bottles is with sand that you get out of the fish traps, so pretty early on stuff there. It's kind of weird that your fish traps fill up with sand that easily, but... Alright, sort of irritated. Have not seen gold spawning in like 5 minutes, but it happens. Can probably upgrade my pickaxe to the slime pickaxe now though, which will make it a little bit easier for us to get through our lives here. Let's go ahead and make that. And we've also got our backpack, which is fantastic. Alright. This is where I sort of like do the math in my head and realize if I hadn't built those 2 keys, I'd have enough resources to get to the other island, just barely. Oh well. There we go. And the slime pickaxe. It's a pretty decent upgrade. It's not like amazing or anything like that. It still feels like it takes a while to chop down a tree, for example, but it's noticeably faster. It's just not, you know, faster as much as maybe I would like. It would be one of those ones where it's nice, maybe at one shot, like a tree or something like that. I don't know. It does kill a slime in 2 hits, though, so it's pretty okay. Alright. 2 of those. Eat some meat. Why not? There's a cow. Fantastic. There we go. 3 hide this time. It's a little bit better. Gotta get more cows that have, like, 3 than we get 2, so let's go ahead and get off this island here. We'll get 1 more pretty quickly, and then the last one takes a little bit longer, the way we're doing things. Alright. Yeah, pretty much any path that you go down is going to be pretty viable, other than industry. If you go pure industry for the first bit, it's a little bit dicey for food, because there's no bonuses that sort of help you survive without eating things. But pretty much every route gets you everything that you would really need. So you can get money from this route, you can get money from... I don't think you get money from magic, actually. But you can get money from industry, sort of. You can get money from this stuff. Economy, obviously, is the best for money, though. Foraging is obviously the best for food. I can kind of get around with things indirectly, though. Alright, start making some leather here. Oh, right, I need to research that first. Forgot about that. Well, that's fine. Just get the thread. Could also get the wallet, but it doesn't really help us all that much since we're sort of spending all our money even before we get any of it. Alright, well, grab that. Hello, can I... There we go. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little bit of coin every time we kill a jelly, which is great. But even without that, we can go ahead and buy... Oh no, 60, never mind. I'm a tiny bit short. Thought it was 50 for a second there. How unfortunate. Could get the last little bit just by killing slimes, fortunately, but... Forgot to get an egg from him, that's fine. Just running around here like a maniac, killing everything I encounter. There are some things that are kind of like friendly in this game that you don't necessarily want to kill, but you can sort of ignore that. They take up a lot of room, and real estate's kind of valuable. Quite often I don't like killing them just because they're so friendly, but it's probably optimal for you to kill them. I haven't found a reason not to yet. Well, other than the moral reason of, you know, murdering innocent things for no good reason. Anyway, let's go ahead and pretty much probably just save up for a... yeah, I think we'll just wait till we can kill a slime and get the last little bit that way. Got no rush here. Or I am in no rush, rather. As far as I've been able to tell, if you actually try and buy these islands out of order from the cheapest, instead of buying the cheapest ones, it sort of spawns like the same... Like, I've always gotten the treasure island second, no matter where I put it, so I'm not sure if that's hard-coded in or if that's just weird luck, but that seems to be the case. There's really not much point in doing these out of order. It's just, might as well always go in the order that they present themselves to you in. Alright, here's the slime. There we go. And that's the coins that we needed to buy this land. Alright, that is an obelisk island. So let's go ahead and bridge our way over there. And I'm going to build a bridge like that, I think. We can actually go ahead and activate this right away here. Let's see what it is. This one's a foraging obelisk, okay. So basically, it gives us extra bonuses whenever we sort of forage around for stuff, which is pretty nice. Don't have a ton of forageables kicking around right now, but alright, let's get to eating again. Still need more cows. Well, either way though, I think we're going to probably call this one an episode. We've actually accomplished a decent amount so far, all things considered. And yeah, basically just playing this game because it's nice, relaxing, it's pretty simple. And you don't have to put too much effort or thought into what you're doing. It's pretty great when you're kind of tired, in all honesty. Again, if you're playing this game, don't worry too much about the skill trees that you're going down. You're probably going to be able to get all of it over enough time. So if you screwed up something, you know, you can sort of recover just by playing a lot more. It might slow you down a little bit. It might be a little bit irritating that you've slowed down a bit, but I think that that's perfectly sort of fine. Oh yeah, I forgot you can roll. I don't try to do that because it takes stamina, but in any event, yeah, I hope you found this video enjoyable. I found this game really nice and relaxing, which is great, but I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, and hope to see you guys all next time.